Welcome to Hidden Family Crime Tales, where we uncover the dark, twisted secrets hiding behind ordinary lives. Today, we take you to a quiet town near Chicago, a place where people once believed in community, trust, and the strength of family values. But in 2022, that trust was shattered. A respected sheriff, a man of the law, was hiding a forbidden affair that led to murder, lies, and a betrayal so deep that it tore the town apart. This is the story of Sheriff Ryan Callahan, his deadly secret, and how his desperation turned a forbidden romance into a chilling nightmare. Stay with us, because this story will make you question everything you think you know about the people you trust. Lakefield was the kind of place that seemed untouched by the chaos of the outside world. With its tree-lined streets, red brick storefronts, and a picturesque lake that glistened in the summer sun, it was a town people dreamed of. A place where children sold lemonade on hot afternoons and families gathered for Sunday picnics. But beneath that serene surface, secrets whispered through the cracks. And no secret was darker or more destructive than the one held by Sheriff Ryan Callahan. At 40 years old, Ryan was more than just the town's sheriff. He was a symbol of integrity. Broad-shouldered with a commanding presence, he had spent 18 years protecting the people of Lakefield. His wife, Emily Callahan, was 32, a school teacher adored by her students. Together, they had two teenage children, Mia, 16, and Lucas, 14, both straight-A students and athletes. The Callahans were the town's golden family, but Ryan was harboring a craving for something beyond the white picket fence life, and that craving would become his undoing. Enter Layla Hassan. Layla was a 19-year-old college freshman, bright-eyed and brimming with potential. Her family had moved to Lakefield from a bustling Chicago neighborhood for a quieter, safer life. Layla's father, Ibrahim Hassan, was a stern but loving man, a mechanic who worked tirelessly to support his family. The Hassans were devout Muslims, known for their humility and integrity. Layla was everything Ryan wasn't used to: young, vibrant, with a contagious energy. She had dreams of becoming a journalist, and her curiosity often led her into places where she didn't quite belong. Their worlds collided at a community safety fair in early June 2022. Layla was volunteering at a booth handing out flyers. Ryan, in full uniform, was shaking hands, smiling for photos and chatting with townsfolk. When he spotted Layla, something inside him shifted. She smiled at him, a smile that was innocent, but Ryan felt something else behind it, a spark, a challenge. "Need a flyer, Sheriff?" she teased, holding one out. Ryan chuckled, his fingers brushing hers as he took the paper. For a brief moment, his professional mask slipped, revealing a man hungry for excitement, for danger. That fleeting touch was the first crack in the dam that held back his darkest desires. What started as harmless small talk turned into something more dangerous. They began texting. Late-night conversations that started with town gossip soon delved into personal confessions. Ryan felt alive in a way he hadn't in years. Layla, young and naive, was intoxicated by the attention of an older, powerful man. Their first meeting was a rainy night in July. Ryan told Emily he was working late, a routine excuse she never questioned. He met Layla in a desolate parking lot behind an old diner. The rain fell in sheets, masking their whispers, their stolen kisses. The thrill of secrecy was like a drug, and they were both addicted. For the next 3 months, they played a dangerous game: motel rooms on the outskirts of town, late-night drives to secluded spots by the lake. Each encounter drew them deeper into a web of deception. Ryan told himself he deserved this: the stress of his job, the pressures of family life. He needed an escape. Layla believed she was in love, that this was something real. But as their affair intensified, so did the risk of exposure. And secrets, no matter how carefully guarded, have a way of slipping through the cracks. In early October, Ibrahim Hassan grew suspicious. Layla had become distant, secretive. She slipped out at odd hours and returned home flushed and distracted. One night, when she thought her father was asleep, he followed her. Ibrahim's hands trembled as he trailed her car to the edge of town. When he saw his daughter step out and fall into the arms of Sheriff Ryan Callahan, a cold wave of fury and despair washed over him. His daughter, his pride, his heart. in the arms of a man who was supposed to uphold justice. Ibrahim felt betrayed not only by his daughter, but by a man the entire town trusted. He knew he had to confront Ryan. He couldn't let this sin, this violation, go unanswered. The next morning, he walked into the sheriff's office, his eyes blazing with fury. "You've dishonored my family," Ibrahim hissed. "You'll end this, or I'll make sure everyone knows what kind of man you are." Ryan's heart pounded. His mind raced with fear. If this affair came to light, his career would be over, his marriage destroyed, his children humiliated. He needed to make Ibrahim disappear, and he needed to do it before everything he'd built turned to ashes. That night, Ryan texted Ibrahim, asking to meet in private to talk things out. Ibrahim, desperate to protect his daughter's honor, agreed. They met at an abandoned warehouse outside of town. The air was cold and thick with tension. Ibrahim stood tall, his face carved from stone. Ryan's hands shook as he gripped the crowbar he'd hidden in his coat. "I won't let you ruin me," Ryan whispered, his voice barely audible. Ibrahim's eyes narrowed. "You already ruined yourself." The words pierced Ryan's mind like daggers. In a blind rage, he swung the crowbar. The sound of metal on bone echoed through the night. Ibrahim fell to the ground, blood pooling around his head. Ryan's breath came in ragged gasps as he stared at the lifeless body. There was no going back. He hastily dug a shallow grave behind the warehouse, his fingers numb and bloody. The cold earth swallowed the evidence of his crime, but it couldn't bury his guilt. The next morning, Emily noticed something was off. Ryan was pale, distant. His hands trembled as he sipped his coffee. "Rough night?" she asked, suspicion creeping into her voice. Ryan nodded. "Work stuff." But Emily wasn't convinced. That evening, news spread that Ibrahim Hassan was missing. Ryan led the search, his face a mask of concern, his heart pounding with dread. Layla, frantic with worry, begged Ryan to find her father. Each tear she shed was a dagger in his chest. The guilt was suffocating. Investigators started digging. Ryan's alibis didn't add up. His colleagues noticed his agitation. And then came the breakthrough. Security footage from a nearby gas station showed Ryan's car near the warehouse on the night Ibrahim disappeared. The walls closed in. When detectives confronted Ryan, his facade crumbled. He confessed, his voice shaking, tears streaming down his face. The town's hero, their protector, had become a murderer. The trial was swift. The courtroom was packed with people who once admired him, now staring in horror. Layla sat in the front row, her face pale and hollow. Emily and the children, shattered, watched the man they loved be sentenced to 35 years in prison for second-degree murder and obstruction of justice. The once peaceful town of Lakefield was left in pieces. Trust was broken. Innocence was lost. Ryan Callahan's story is a chilling reminder that even those we trust most can harbor dark secrets. Beneath the surface of small-town life, danger and deception can lurk, waiting to explode. What would you do if the person you trusted with your safety turned out to be your greatest threat? Thank you for joining us on Hidden Family Crime Tales. If you found this story chilling, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell for more twisted tales of betrayal and crime. Remember, sometimes the most dangerous secrets are hidden within the people we think we know best.